Hi, this is Attorney Corey Scott, and I have a very brief and straight to the point message for you. Shut up already! Now, wait a minute. Before you think I'm rude, let me tell you something. It was once said by a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. He said, any lawyer, any attorney worth his salt will advise a suspect not to make any statements to the police under any circumstance. That's his quote, those are his words, and that is my advice to anyone that will listen on a regular basis. If you don't already know this, let me let you in on a very closely held secret. The police, one of their main jobs is to arrest you. Okay? This is not rocket science. Few brief points I'm going to let you go. First of all, please understand that if a police or law enforcement agency has enough evidence against you to arrest you for a crime, they don't normally come and request very politely that you come and talk to them. They'll simply arrest you. So the very fact that they're asking to speak with you, they're asking you to make a statement, means that they probably don't have enough information to move forward. Which means the only thing that you're going to do by talking to them is to assist them in terms of bringing charges against you and arresting you. So do yourself a favor. Again, shut up. Just be quiet. Now, under the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, you have a right not to make any incriminating statements against yourself. Any statement that would cause law enforcement or later on down the line a prosecutor to be able to charge you with a crime. You have that right, but you can waive that right. You can give it up. Now, there is hardly any week that passes by that I don't receive a phone call with someone on the other end saying, Mr. Scott, Detective Slow Slick just called me and he is investigating a crime. And he wants me to come down to the station and give my side. Or even worse, I get calls from mothers all the time saying, Mr. Scott, my son is 16 or 17 years old. I got a call from the police. They wanted me to bring my son down to the station so that he could clear his name. And they locked him up. And they're shocked that it happens, but it happens all the time. So let me tell you something, a few things. Number one, please understand that you are not going to talk your way out of being arrested. So if you think that you're going to just waltz down to the police station, give a statement and clear your name and everything's going to be good, it ain't going to happen. Okay, so I'm telling you, resist the temptation to do it. Number two, if you are in fact guilty, don't give yourself up without any benefit. And what I mean by that is, in the United States, of course, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. Which means that even if you are guilty, even if an attorney looks at your case and determines that, there's no way to get you out of the case altogether, that attorney can in fact negotiate on your behalf. And in exchange for you pleading guilty or admitting guilt, they can get you more favorable terms, whether it be probation. Sometimes, depending on the case, it might even be, you do something for the court and maybe the charges are eventually dismissed. It just all depends on the charges and the circumstances. But, this won't matter if you just go ahead and walk down there and you admit guilt and you give a taped statement. Odds are, your attorney at a later date won't have any leverage to bargain for you. The other thing is this, finally. So many people fall prey to this whole notion and this train of thought that says, you know what, the detective's on the other end, and if I don't give a statement, I'm going to look guilty. Listen, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about feeling any pressure to answer any questions. Again, you have an absolute right not to answer any questions, not to make any statements, not to put yourself in a situation where perhaps you go down there and you're being questioned by trained professionals and you end up admitting or confessing to something that you didn't do, or you end up making some statement that makes your situation, though it be bad, even worse. Here's what you do. The next time you receive that phone call from Detective Lock 'em Up, you simply say this: Detective, with all due respect, I have spoken with an attorney and I've been advised that it's not in my best interest to make any statement at this time. Period. And then after that, you take my advice. Shut up already. Stop talking to the police. Period.